guys, I haven't read a chapter of Rent-a-Girlfriend in a while, so you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna play a game. Everybody, place your bets. If I click on a random chapter of Rent-a-Girlfriend, how many of these things you think are gonna happen? Kazuya is gonna be thinking about how hot Chizuru is. He's gonna think about doing something completely normal that a normal human being would do. They are being put in a situation that a normal human being would have placed themselves in, but it's treated with the seriousness of the biggest anime fight you've ever seen. It's gonna be somehow sexualized. Random people are gonna ogle at Chizuru, and then there's gonna be a 2-page spread of Chizuru doing a normal thing and saying something mundane, but it's treated like a 2-page spread in Jujutsu Kaisen like Gojo versus Akuna. How much you wanna bet? Are you ready? What did you think was gonna happen? What did you think was gonna happen, huh? What did you think? Did you expect anything less? Because I didn't. This is exactly what I've come to expect from Reiji Miyajima, and oh my god, that's him glazing AI. That is him glazing AI. I'm done. What was this all for? What happened? The rise and fall. Making a manga that admittedly at the beginning wasn't all that good, but eventually got better and then had the greatest fall from grace ever. What could have possibly made this man lose his mind to the point where he had to just resort to shit like this? What is that? Is that a whole manga about incest? That's an incest harem manga that he's writing. That he was writing at the same time as writing Rent-a-Girlfriend. Reiji Miyajima is one of the worst manga I've ever seen, and I know some of you are gonna bring out some shit like, well, what about this guy who committed actual crimes, or this guy who committed actual crimes? We're not talking about that. We're talking very clearly about the quality of his manga. And yes, indeed, Reiji Miyajima has good art in his manga, very consistently. At what expense am I meant to say that this man has good art when all of it is wasted on shit like this? Honestly, he should just be writing dojins. Because reading the incest manga they wrote, the Shiunji Family Children, every other page, and I mean every other page, is drawn like this. And yeah, what do you expect? It's a seinen manga. I had a problem because very blatantly, I couldn't tell the difference between what was going on here and what was going on in Rent-a-Girlfriend, right? And I think that's a problem. As you all know, I made a video about Rent-a-Girlfriend. It was the second video I ever uploaded to this channel. It's still the highest viewed video on my channel. I'm very proud of it, and I think it pretty much summarizes my thoughts on Reiji Miyajima as a mangaka. He is very talented when it comes to his art. He has the potential to write a story that, while degenerate, still touches on those subjects to allow him to evolve his characters in a way that makes us see how a flawed human being can progress into being a well-adjusted individual. Somewhere along the line, though, I guess Reiji Miyajima decided that being a well-adjusted individual was just not it. So obviously, the path he took was to be a gooner. And I'm sorry, Reiji, despite what Nuxaku makes you think, being a gooner is not a personality trait.
Men and women should both be sex trafficked equally, but
my god, young man, kill yourself!
Enter the Shiunji Family Children, the manga that he was working on alongside Rent-a-Girlfriend. It is in a seinen magazine, which really doesn't help me because it's almost indistinguishable from the stuff he's writing in Rent-a-Girlfriend. Honestly, if Rent-a-Girlfriend is seen as gooner shit, you have no idea what we're about to get into with this manga. And it's oh my god. I know I promised before that I want to talk about Reiji Miyajima. I want to talk about any of his other work, but honestly, I needed to. Especially after seeing the announcement that he loves AI and is doing stuff with AI art, and there's unironic defenders coming out saying like, well, he's obviously not going to use it. No, he's going to use it. I don't have faith. He's probably going to use it. I felt like I had to finally figure out what was going on. What happened between Rent-a-Girlfriend and the eventual manga that he was writing at the same time? What could he have possibly been cooking to the point where something like this is also getting an anime adaptation? As a race, we're cooked. The human race is over, and anyone who likes Rent-a-Girlfriend or any of Reiji Miyajima's works is a degenerate gooner, and there's no other way to put it. Let's get into it. Help! Help! Help me! So very blatantly, there's something going on here. It's talking about, oh man, we're related. Oh, people see us walking with my sisters, and people think, oh, what a lovely time. It's like a harem, isn't it? No, but we're related. It's a little weird. It's a little odd. I don't like being told that it looks like I'm having a harem, because it's not a harem. It just kind of feels like it. And you know, sometimes like, my sister fucking like hugs onto me and says that she loves me, and when nobody's around, and it's a little odd. And what? Huh? What?
You can kill all that right now. Like at this moment, stop.
And there's this thing I have with incest stories where I always wonder, like, it's one thing, right, to make a story like Ori-imo that also has other things it explores along with the weird degenerate gooner stuff. When it comes to something like this, if it's very clear that it's just weird otaku bullshit, that makes me wonder if the person writing it had siblings. I have siblings. I think this shit's fucking disgusting. Because anyone who actually has a sibling looks at this,
Oh, hell no.
a little weird, a little odd, a little gross, and I don't like it. Ew, 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 ew. The coward's way out would probably be, oh, guys, wouldn't it be crazy if we weren't actually related? Wouldn't that be wacky if we weren't actually related? They're not actually related. They're literally not related. He adopted them all. They were orphans. He took the coward's way out. What are you doing, stepbro? All this manga is, very blatantly, is Reiji Miyajima writing a bunch of step-sibling scenarios that he had in his Gooner folder. And I mean, every single scenario you could possibly think of. Oh, stepbro, what if we were in the shower and now that we found out we aren't related, we got in the shower together. I love you. I wish puberty would last for what?
Where my hug at?
What do you mean by that?
Guess who?
Guess who?
What did you mean by that? What do you mean by that, bro? What did you mean by that? We're gonna go on a date. My jiggle jiggle, jiggle jiggle. Look at my titties, step bro. Stop. I mean this, by the way. There's literally a part in this manga. If you've ever seen Transformers: Age of Extinction, we all know the part that everybody memes on, where fucking Michael Bay unironically writes this scene with the Romeo and Juliet laws in order for him to justify the guy dating an underage girl.
We're protected by the Romeo and Juliet laws.
We dated for a little while. I was a sophomore and he was a senior.
He's a super junior.
No, it's
You
not
knew
fun.
it. I didn't know.
Let me walk you to jail!
They pull this, but with, you know, like incest. Did you know that the reason why they outlaw incest is because they're not sensitive to people's actual feelings? You know, it's okay though, because we're not related, but, you know, it sucks if we were. Like, you're a gooner. You're a gooner, you're a gooner, you're a gooner, I get it. You want to explore this weird shit, and I understand, but you're being weird. You're just being weird. I'm hoping at some point there's an actual theme in the story that you could have, and oh, it tries. Oh, this manga fucking tries in between scenes of the fucking Twister and more stretching and working out together and Splatoon, unironic Splatoon. They're playing Splatoon, and you have no idea how afraid I was that they were gonna pull some shit like, what if we were in Splatoon in real life? What if we were actually in the game and I Splatooned all over you? I just had no faith that it wouldn't do that. It didn't, thank God, but I thought it was, and I was full of fear. But, you know, that's the kind of shit we're on. Okay? This manga does unironically attempt to pull a theme that another manga about a bunch of people who are related actually pulled. Quintessential Quintuplets is a manga that talks about 5 girls who are quintuplets, obviously. They all look relatively the same, but all have their own personality traits and flaws. The one thing that holds them together is that their mom is missing and the only people they have is each other. It's a central theme of the manga, and it's also part of why the main conflict of this series being a harem manga is so important, because at the end, the main guy has to pick one of these 5 girls. And through the process of it, they have to betray each other for their love for Futaro over their love for each other as quintuplets. That's what adds to the drama. Now, could you imagine how weird that could have possibly been if at the same time Futaro was related to all of them?
Love is brightest in the dark.
Brother, what's that?
This manga tries to pull that. It tries to pull the I'm going to be the brother and try to support you all because you're still my siblings, even while it's very blatantly pulling stepbro. We can't be saying I love you at Disneyland. That's weird. Why? fucking why? And you can't have that theme when it directly conflicts with it. At a certain point in this manga, it turns into baby steps. It tries to be a sports manga for 0.5 seconds. And like, I didn't know this beforehand. I didn't realize that Federer was a real person. I thought I was having a stroke. It just goes through all of these things as an excuse to put these girls in weird scenarios all the time at every point.
Did you guys know that bulls aren't actually attracted to the color red? Yeah, no, they're actually colorblind. Yeah, what they're actually attracted to is like the whipping of the flag or the muleta, right? That's what it is. Triggers their fight or flight response. Anyway,
with Rent-a-Girlfriend, Reiji at least tried to write a story that he eventually turned into gooner shit that cycled itself over and over and over once he realized that he didn't actually have to write a story and progress it in order to make money. No, sir. He could actually just loop the same thing over and over and show Chizuru's ass and tits every 5 seconds to make a manga that prints money and make new anime adaptations, because guess what? That studio's got a lot of material to work with over the years. It's got a lot of seasons you can make of just boring garbage that people some reason support because they don't know about donboru.com. Because again, there's no real story. And because it has no real story, it is also compounded by the fact that it pulls Reiji Miyajima-isms. What's a Reiji Miyajima-ism? A 2-page spread of a girl doing a normal thing, but it's weirdly sexual. Girls that are constantly ogled. Characters constantly mentioning that the girl is hot, as if I couldn't see with my own 2 eyeballs. And the biggest offender, where did she go? Is she gone? Take a bet. Take a bet right now. Bet right now. Is the character actually gone, or will she appear on screen in the next 5 frames? Did you answer yes, she's literally right there? It was a fake out? Because if you did, you have a functioning brain cell. It's so dumb. 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 The only part of this manga that made me smile was when the Doberman, God's strongest soldier, assaulted the main character. That was when I was popping off. I was like, yes, sir. Yes, sir, this Doberman, whose name I can't pronounce, he's the GOAT. He should honestly rip apart the rest of these characters. I don't even understand what to get out of this. There's manga out there that are very blatantly degenerate gooner shit, but they also manage to have good stories. Any of these are better examples of being blatantly like ecchi material, but also managing to still tell a story that's compelling to justify you reading it beyond just like jerking off or whatever. You could say theoretically that, oh, wait, maybe I just like the material. Maybe I think that you don't have to actually have a story to justify, but then what's the point? This is always the argument when people were like, I really like a redo of Healer. This is someone's revenge hentai, because otherwise story, you could read these other manga that do it better. I could see the argument for something like Mon Musu and very frankly Ishizoku reviewers, because at the very least, they attempt to make the manga about biological differences between people that would make these predicaments interesting, so at least it tries. But this manga doesn't even have that, because on every single level, I fail to understand why this needed to happen. Why anyone would read this, why anyone would like it, other than the fact that they think that gooning and edge-maxing and all that other shit is a personality trait. It's not. Being an edgy Redditor who loves showing off their porn collection is not a personality trait. I'm sorry, it's not. Showing off how degenerate and weird you are is not a personality trait unless you're a content creator who the entire joke is that you're the weirdo. Even reading this, I struggle to identify a reason why anyone would ever read this. Why this has an anime adaptation. Oh my god, this is the Reiji Miyajima special. This is the Reiji Miyajima guide to making money. Make a bunch of weird degenerate gooner shit and just keep doing the same thing over and over and over, because why even try? Why even try to make a good story? Why even try to do things like this? Because you could just get all the immature people to just fall in love with the same bullshit over and over and over again. And what makes me most upset is that we've seen proof that you can get characters who are attractive and that people will make really lewd art of for this. These are some of the most conservative outfits of all time. They get some of the spiciest art of all time because it's a character who's fleshed out and has a bunch of personality traits that people would appreciate first that leads them to make art later on. You can have this sort of story that can lead to this type of art, but you can still manage to have the characters be characters and write an actual story. You can afford that. So many series have proven this to be the case. You can even make your characters hot if you want to. You can even make a gooner shit if you want to. But at that point, write a story first and foremost, and I'm sorry, story not found. I'm having trouble finding it. All I'm seeing is Reiji Miyajima feeling his addiction to drawing his OC as his girlfriend while he has a wife and kids.
That's not even funny, man.
Why did I do this to myself? Genuinely, why do I keep doing this to myself? Why do I keep being a fan of things that blatantly fall down? Why did I do this? I dropped Rent a Girlfriend. Straight up, I dropped it. Out of sheer curiosity after finishing this manga, I wanted to see if the story actually progressed. I dropped it at 291. I wanted to see at chapter 300, whatever the fuck it's at, if it actually progressed. Clicked on it, no, it's the same. If you support this man or like his manga, I'm sorry, I can't trust you as a person. I can't trust your opinions. Very clearly they're flawed and very clearly there's something wrong with you because I do not understand anything beyond you just liking Gunner shit. And if you want to argue that it's anything other than liking Gunner shit, you're lying and I don't trust your opinion. That's all I gotta say. Bottom tier mangaka, abyss fiction creator, I'm done. It's over, it's cooked. Stop supporting it. I better not see any of you watching the anime adaptation because honestly, Donboro.com's free. Also, this Doberman is, again, the only character worth reading. I hope he rips apart the cast like Madara versus the Shinobi Alliance. Thank you guys for watching another video by yours truly, BooSham0. If you want to see more videos like this, make sure you check out the channel and subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss any uploads like this, because there will be a big upload coming. It's coming, it's on its way. And make sure you leave a comment down below what you think of this manga, or any of Reiji Miyajima's works. Thank you guys for watching, I'll see you next time. Goodbye.